You are a spirit that has a soul that dwells in a physical body. And the way God designed you, we have three different levels of us, parts of us. One is a body, or I call it its earth suit. It's like an astronaut putting a suit when they need to go on a mission outside of their realm. And inside the suit, there is an astronaut. In order for astronaut to be successful in his mission, he has to operate this suit. So the same thing with us. When we come to earth, we are the spirits of God that were sent here to earth, and we were granted a mind or soul that was putting inside of this physical body. So the physical body is very obvious. It is here for us to interact, to feel, to touch, to know what is this earthly realm is. The mind or soul, I use it synonymously, is here for us to navigate, to know, to think, to make a decision, to feel the very different range of emotions. And the spirit that was original, that is coming from God, is for us to actually guide us, to tell us what to do, and remind us why we were here in the first place. From the beginning of the fall, when Adam and Eve fall, it was a very symbolic illustration. It's how man detached from a spirit-led life and start to live soulish life, or based on your mind life. So when we just make a decision through our mind, not through our spirit. And how do you determine whether or not you are living spirit-led life, or you are making decisions based on your soul and mind? And that's the question I've been asking Holy Spirit for quite some time. And I can guarantee you, as soon as I start to dig into this topic, there was lots of things happening in my life that was preventing me from posting this video or, dig in deeper into this. But God's grace is unimaginable, and He's doing things even through the worst time of your life or through the difficult time of your life, and He turns it into experience that you can actually bring on and share with others. So I just want to tell you a little bit more. How do you determine how to understand whether or not your decision are running based through your mind, through your soul, or through your spirit? And the very simple example that Holy Spirit revealed to me is, if you would imagine yourself driving in a car and having a GPS. So that GPS has already the exact destination where this car is supposed to be. The spirit represents the GPS. The mind or the soul is you driving the car. And very often time, the soul decisions and the spirit decisions, they get mixed up. And a lot of people assume that they're making decisions based on their spirit. And I will explain to you why. How would you know whether or not this decision is made of your spirit or from your soul? One thing we need to understand about the spirit knows. It's brave, it's bold, it's courageous. It would inspire you to do things out of your comfort zone. If you find yourself with some thought or ideas that sound so crazy, that sound so unbelievable, that all your mind, all your body is just like, oh, goes on defensive mode. And that thing, those ideas could be like, sell everything and go and start all over in a new country. Or that could be, okay, drop your job. You were supposed to be an artist. And hear me out here. So your thought process, so mind or your soul reacts ultimately like, oh no, I have to protect, I have to preserve my space. I cannot leave my job. I'm going to die. So that's how you know the reaction of the soul or mind. Soul, mind is the same thing. Or the spirit. So spirit will always encourage you to do something outside of your comfort zone, because soul and mind always trying to preserve, to save, to protect. And remember Jesus says, for the one who wants to save your soul will lose it, and for the one who wants to lose your soul will gain the life. So and it's very symbolic. So this is what Jesus is trying to tell us. Actually, if you're gonna live your life based on the soul or mind decision, and like I said, mind and soul will always try to protect, have a backup plan over plan, think, calculate. And there's nothing wrong with that, to be prepared. But this is how you distinguish. If you are making decision about something, and your inner man, everything in you screams, yes, go for it, dude, that's going to be great. But on the back of your mind is like, no, this is insane. It doesn't make any sense. This is exactly how you know that your decision in that idea coming from your spirit. Because we need to understand the nature of the spirit. Like I said, the spirit always knows. It knows everything. It courageous, it bold, it brave. And those are kind of decisions he will try to imply on you. The decisions that come from soul sometimes could be similar, but the soul decisions are always based on preservation. Okay, I have to take this job because it's going to bring me more money. It's more predictable. We cannot move to this country because it's very chaotic. So all that kind of sort of thoughts you will find if you're making decisions on a soul level. And I will explain you again, we're coming back to that example of you driving in a car. So when you live a soul life, like a soul life operator, this is how your life gonna look like. So you have your GPS, it knows exactly where you should be, exact direction, exact guidance. It will tell you where to go, where to turn. And here we are sitting in a driving seat and thinking, well, it's going to take me forever. I don't want to go this way. This GPS doesn't make any sense. I know a shortcut. I'm going to go around. I don't have to go 3 kilometers longer than, this GPS is suggesting to me. So, and what do? We as a soul, through our mind, we start to shutting down suggestion that's coming from the spirit. And as a result, some people just turn off the GPS completely. They're like, I don't want to listen to this. I know better. And this is exactly how you know that you're operating on a soul level. When you turn off completely your spirit and you're just using your mind or soul and you think you know the best. And when in reality, when we actually start to waking up and when the Lord renew your spirit and gives you the new spirit, it is an opportunity actually to start from scratch. When you still use your mind, we need our mind. There is no way we can live on this realm without using our mind. But there is an order. So the spirit-led people who wants to live a fulfilling life, the life full of meaning, full of excitement, and actually the life the Lord intended for you, then we have to train our soul to step aside. And how it's going to look in your real life. When you go an adventure, like a life adventure, do not turn off that GPS. The GPS represents your spirit. And like I said, sometimes instruction that comes from the spirit could sound ridiculous. It could be something that your mind cannot comprehend. So this is where you come, the will, our will that God gave us. So we can make a choice and we say, no, listen, I'm trusting this. I don't know, it doesn't make any sense, but I will go with it. And the other thing also for a person who is living on a soul level and a person who lives on a spirit level, we also have to be careful when we being born again, when we have our spirit renewed, all the knowledge is already there. It's available. It's in you. And that's how you know whether or not you're pursuing the spirit-led decision. I was the victim of that. When soul is also very curious, it wants to learn. It wants to know more. What else is out there? What else is out there? And that's how you know if your decision right now based on the soul. So soul, as soon as it gets the insight, I want to learn about this topic. So the ultimate reaction to it, go Google, read somebody else's book, listen to somebody else's video, or go and listen to somebody else's sermon. This is the soul decision, because soul does not understand that all the knowledge is already in you through the Holy Spirit. The spirit decision to learn will be always retrieve, take a time, and ask the Holy Spirit a question. I know it's going to take longer, maybe you're not going to get something right away, but that's how you know you are making decisions right now based on your spirit. And for your soul, it does not make sense. It wants to hurry up. It wants to get a fast answer. She wants to know the exact formula how to get to the heavens. And the spirit never hurries. It never in a rush. It knows already that everything in you through the Holy Spirit you can access. All it requires for you is just to put a little bit of time and ask the right questions. And just like I said, the question that the story that I'm telling you right now, I've been asking the Holy Spirit for quite some time. And at some point I thought I'm going to give up, because some of the things that Holy Spirit was explaining to me made sense, but it didn't make sense. So I was wrestling between the soul and the spirit, and the soul was prompting me, just go and read this book. It talks exactly about the soul, spirit, and the body. Like, why do you need to sit here for hours or every day after day and asking the same question that you're not getting any results? Do you know what I mean? So, and that's where the faith comes from, because the spirit knows when you ask, you shall receive. And I'm encouraging you today, when you start to look at your life and you look and you know there is something in you, your spirit, it knows exactly where you're supposed to be. And just like I said, how to determine what the ideas or thoughts are coming from your spirit and from your soul. Your soul will always feel doubt, because soul doesn't know. Soul only assumes. So you'll have a lot of assumptions, a lot of doubts. Excitement comes from soul as well. But with the spirit, I guarantee you had those moments in your life when you made decision, you just knew instantly. People say, I just had a gut feeling in me, like, oh, it was my intuition. But that's actually your spirit guiding you. And I had multiple examples in my life when I made a decision that did not make any sense, logical sense. My mind thought you were crazy one, but I did it anyway. And one of the examples, when I moved to Canada, and since I was little, I was like, I'm going to move to Canada, I'm going to move to Canada. And it didn't make any sense. Nobody in our family lived, overseas. We didn't have means for me to travel even, 20 kilometers from my house. So that's how I learned this was my spirit guiding me since I was little. And the question is whether or not we're going to go what your spirit is prompting you to do, or whether what's your soul. And like I said, if I would have listened to my soul, and my soul was saying to me, screaming to me, this is insane, you don't know anybody, you're going to lose, how are you going to survive, you have no money. Again, see all of those characteristics of soul, she's trying to preserve, protect, which is also good. And the spirit, bold, courageous. It just inspires you to do things that are outside of your comfort zone. Of course, I had to move to a new country. I have to learn another language. I was like, yes, I'll do it. Yes, I'll do it. And that's how you know. And when I moved to Canada, my energy was off the roof, because that's how you know you made a decision that based on your spirit. If you make a decision that based on the soul level, you will get some excitement, but it's going to fade away. Like very fast, it's going to fade away, because this is not what you're pursuing, because soul has no idea. It's just like a little child looking around in the beautiful windows and beautiful, like at a candy store. She thinks she knows what she's doing, but what soul is doing is just assuming. It assumes that it's good for you, but actually in reality, she does not hold that information, what is best for you. And just like I said, the spirit is leading. The spirit is, he knows the information. He knows what exactly you need. It's like that GPS, what God showed me, it's already there. The data is there. He knows exactly where to get you. The question remains whether or not you're going to be listening to GPS or to your own thoughts. So I leave that with you. And again, I really hope this video blesses you, and do not let the world seduce your spirit.